We are right into episode 2 of Sonic Dialog. Hello, my name is Triana Butler. Great to have you here. Legendary KCRW selector. Can we say selector? I feel like I can. Raul Campos joins us. Hello, welcome. Hi.
Hola, hello.
Is selected a
selector,
term?
curator, DJ, all of the above. They all work. Everything works.
It's like when someone's a window washer and they get, optimal, ocular technician, something to that effect. Just really up the job. Yeah, really boost the LinkedIn profile. So this is Sonic Dialog. It's a little bit of a cultural exchange between Australia and the US. We're swapping music that we love from local artists to us. And we're kind of going track for track here. That's how this works. And I get to start this week again, which I'm stoked about. I'm really excited to bring you this track from Nick Ward out of Sydney, out of Eora country. Now, Nick Ward just had a really big tour or in support of Troye Sivan in Australia. They're longtime friends, so a lot of Troye's fans were introduced to Nick Ward on the most recent tour, even though musically, I don't think Nick Ward is in the same kind of bucket as Troye Sivan, but definitely thematically, like, they're so good. This album that he released called House of the Blue Door is gorgeous. And this song that I picked out for us, I know you've listened to it, Raul, so I'll get your thoughts on it in a sec. But it really feels like a little bit bittersweet, but also quite euphoric and like festival ready for me.
Oh, I hear definitely uplifting, and there's the different fusions of, a little bit of emo, a little bit of pop rock, even like a little bit of a hip hop sensibility at times. But I dig how just positive and uplifting the vibe is.
Now, when you're listening to the end of this track as well, I will say the kind of distant voice that you hear is a recording of his great-great-grandparents. He was digging through some old suitcases in the house in Perth and found them on like a Super 8 from years and years ago. So he says that this feels quite like a collaboration with his family rather than just being an album about them. So it's a gorgeous little touch on this track. This is Nick Ward. It's called All Your Life. This is Sonic Dialog. You're with Triana and Raul. And Raul, your thoughts on that one?
Now that you mention that outro, that is really cool. Talk about a collaboration. That is beautiful. I mean, and the fact that you're kind of bringing it all together and the inspirations, because family always plays such a big role in an artist's music and their art and their creative juices kind of thing. But to hear them actually in the music, that's beautiful. And totally uplifting, like I was saying. It's just has such a positive vibe. And it is really just a fun song.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Well, you're on Sonic Dialog. This is a bit of a track for track. So, Raul, you've picked out something now. And I believe this one comes from Seattle.
Seattle, which is a big music town. Arguably second to LA. I'm a little partial to Los Angeles, as you can imagine.
Y'all can't see the LA cap that Raul's got on at the moment. Proudly repping LA, always.
Always. I'm a massive Dodger fan, which is the baseball team here in LA, but I'm just a big fan of my community in Los Angeles, Southern California. It's a big megapolis, but everything coming together because everything's so sprawled, but you have a little bit of everything in Los Angeles. But the big thing to me is always the sunshine, and we love the weather. We love what it does for the community, the music, and just the vibe overall. But when you talk about Seattle, it's a little bit different. You get a little bit of the rain, the gray, the clouds, but still such a powerful music town. And when you talk deep sea diver, Jessica Dobson, who's an amazing multi-instrumentalist, of course, the singer, the leader for Deep Sea Diver, and just has a great vibe as well, which is why I was kind of reminded of the music hearing, Nick Ward.
Well, this honestly feels like a movie soundtrack in the making. It's got such a cinematic feel to it. Do you want to introduce this song? Do you want to do the honors?
Absolutely. The song is called Billboard Heart. The artist Deep Sea Diver. It's the title track to the forthcoming album. Let's check it out. It's Sonic Dialog. I love the fusion, the experimentation in kind of the indie rock kind of vibe that's coming out of Seattle these days, definitely taking it to the next level. Now, you know, when everybody talks about Seattle, yeah, you talk about the grunge scene, you talk about Nirvana, you talk about all those inspirations.
I was gonna say.
Yes, for sure. But they're taking it to a whole new level, which is what I love about like just standing on the shoulders of greatness and really kind of making it your own.
I love the little electronic flourishes that come through between the guitar. It feels like something, if anyone watched The OC, the TV show from the 2000s, it feels like something Alexandra Patsivas would put on the soundtrack to that show.
I love that.
Fits in so beautifully.
Excellent, excellent.
Well, stick with us. Still to come, Australian artists Boone and Wafia. And out of the US, Michi and Girlpuppy. Stay with us. This is Sonic Dialog. You're on Sonic Dialog on Joy 94.9. Triana Butler with you. Raul Campos coming to you from LA. We're going track for track between Australia and the US. And now it's my turn again. And I get to bring an artist that, you know, here at Joy 94.9, we've loved for a really long time. Her name's Wafia. There's a lot of bouncing around the map here. Born in the Netherlands, then grew up and lived in Australia. She's Iraqi Syrian, but she's now living in LA, I believe. She's moving around a whole lot.
What a mix.
There's a lot of frequent flyer miles that are going on in there. And given that she's based in LA, so the album that this comes from, Promised Land, which is so stunning. It's so gorgeous. It was due to be released January 17. Obviously, with the fires that were happening in LA at the time, it was postponed along with a number of other albums from other major artists and ended up coming out February 7. So she did that kind of in tribute to this LA culture that she absolutely loves. This track that I've got for you is from that album Promised Land. It's called Big Thoughts, and it really just sums up how it's the perfect distillation of everything that is in that album. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so good. I mean, I did a little bit of a dive into some of the other songs when we knew we were going to feature this artist. And being in LA, being at KCRW, we are an NPR affiliate, and the name's been kicked around a little bit. So obviously things like National Public Radio and their music team, radio stations throughout the U.S. that are in the kind of AAA the AAA format, or whether it's college radio, public radio, I can see how this can dance around and just pop into different playlists from DJs to DJs, cities to cities.
Well, I think that's the perfect kind of teaser to get you into this. From the album Promised Land, that Wafia says is a project about transition, distance, and immigration. This is Big Thoughts. You're on Sonic Dialog.
What a mess I'm in, losing my mind since I left your lips, hanging out the window with my head on fire, thought I didn't care, what a lie. Ooh, ooh, I said no more big thoughts. Ooh, I said, baby, is it okay? I didn't care. What a lie. What a lie.
From Wafia, that is from her brand new album, Promised Land. It's called Big Thoughts. You're on Sonic Dialog on Joy 94.9. Triana Butler with you. Raul Campos with you as well. Raul, your thoughts on Wafia?
Just the ideas of the different environments that come into the music is the big thing for me. You know, you mentioned all the different backgrounds and now living in the US and just how all those influences come into play. It's beautiful. So fantastic.
And of course, here at Joy 94.9, where we love to support out and proud artists, always love supporting Wafia. She's always a very, very proud member of our communities and represents us so well. Absolutely love her. You're on Sonic Dialogue on Joy. Now it's your turn, Raul. We're going track for track here. What do you got for us?
It is my turn, and we are representing Los Angeles this time. One of my favorite labels, which is that of Peanut Butter Wolf, Stone's Throw, which is more of like a hip-hop label, and obviously with all the different roster of artists that they have, I love to see them expanding and bringing you a little bit of different flavor. So we're going to check out an LA-based artist, Michi, Latinx, and again, fusing all these different eras and these different genres. When you talk about R&B from whether it's the 80s into the 90s and then getting into a little dancey from like the MTV world, and then you put it together with a fantastic label like Stone's Throw, it's a match made in heaven. So the vibe is just right. The energy is amazing. And to see how much LA is being represented here by Michi, it's great to see. What did you think of it?
If you're not familiar with Raul's work, big fan of house music. And the second I heard this, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is Raul.
Oh, yeah.
This is right in the pocket. It feels like it's one of your favorites. It's also got, like, vocally, she almost sounds a little bit like New Zealand artist Lorde as well. Did you get, like, a touch of that on the vocal?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can hear those influences, you know, of, like I said, maybe because I know Lorde was influenced a lot by kind of that 90s era pop sensibility. And you bring that into what Michi is doing, you can hear how that comes into play quite well.
I also love the hook. This little girl is down so bad. That is so funny. That is so funny. All right, do the honors, Raul. Do it.
Let's check it out. Michi right here on Sonic Dialogue. And this one, There's No Heaven.
Surrender my to my knees and fell to be bound to you. 'Cause when I think, I only think about you. Do anything I'm allowed to, I'm proud to.
On Sonic Dialog, that is Michi, There's No Heaven, the original version. I definitely recommend that you check out the remix of Knowledge as well. So Knowledge did a cool mix, but the original version right here on Sonic Dialog. Triana, what you think?
So she says when she's talking about that song that it feels like a burst of aqua blue. And as someone who kind of sees those colors and relates colors to songs, I feel that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that and a little bit of a sweaty dance floor. You can't go wrong.
That's absolutely. You are on Sonic Dialog. More in just a tick from Girlpuppy, and straight after this, Boone. You're on Sonic Dialog on Joy 94.9. Triana Butler and Raul Campos coming to you from LA. Appreciate that. Now, I picked this one out for you, Raul, because I know you love house music. I know you just brought Michi on us and it kind of fit that house vibe. I think Boone's doing something really cool right now. He's kind of in a similar space to Fred Again, who I think you'd probably be familiar with as well.
Massively familiar with, yes. And we played Fred Again's music quite a bit and seen all the different levels that DJ culture has really gone to. That's just mind-boggling to me. In a really good way.
Exactly, right? Fred Again uses what is called a machine with an S, M-A-S-C-H-I-N-E, which basically has a bunch of samples on it and they all light up and you kind of hit these buttons and play these samples out. Boone uses something similar. He uses what's called an Ableton Move. It's just like a bunch of 4 rows of 8 light button sampley things each, and you just kind of tap it to fire off samples. And you see videos of him like online on TikTok and Instagram, and he'll be just out in public with headphones in, playing along, kind of soaking up the energy of where he's performing to kind of put that into the music, which I think is really, really cool.
That's amazing.
Well, this one he recorded, he was trying to get some work done at the Sydney Library. And there was someone in the background who was like working for Sydney Library, and they had the single clickiest computer keyboard you've ever heard in your life. And they are like a heavy, like, taka, 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 taka. And he took this recording and kind of turned that into the beat of this track Library, and then put it online, and it just went super viral because everyone was laughing at, this person who's there using the computer keyboard and remixing it and turning it into a track. So if this feels particularly frantic, or if you're a fast typer, you may be able to keep up with this song.
Wow. And for me, if you're a driver, as most of us are in Los Angeles, and if you're hearing this, careful, because it's going to make you drive faster.
Yes, drive responsibly. Eyes on the road, no touching your phone. Regular speed limit or below, thank you. From Boone, out of Sydney, you're a country. This is Library. You're on Sonic Dialog on Joy 94.9. that is Library, not to be confused with Benson Boone, who is an American singer. Different Boone. Boone. You're on Sonic Dialog.
There's a lot of Boones.
There's a lot of Boones going around. It's a Boone type, Boondocks. I'm just trying to pick different words. I don't think I'm right in any of them. Raul, your thoughts on Library by Boone?
Hey, we speak the truth. Whatever we say is the truth, right? That's how radio is. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you know what? I love now hearing the talk about the clicky keyboard. You know, it just reminds me of the time that I went to Australia with our producer, Adam Burke, and I had to experience this for myself. I had to push the button to hit the crosswalk. And because that clicky sound was sampled by Phineas on one of Billie Eilish's tracks.
Bad Guy, absolutely.
And he did the interview he was like on some late night TV show, and I think he was talking with Jimmy Fallon or somebody like that here. And he goes, "Oh, that's where we got the idea. We heard that, and it was everywhere, and we just had to incorporate it into our music." That's beautiful. That's so much fun.
I cannot wait to be able to say I've seen Billie Eilish live so I can have that kind of freak out moment in real life when Bad Guy comes
I'm sure it'll happen soon.
You're on Sonic Dialog on Joy 94.9. Bring this home, Raul. You've got one last song for us out of the US. Whereabouts?
I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I know we got a little bit dancey on the last couple of tracks, but again, something that really comes into play where the environment comes in and really influences the music. This song was kind of inspired by spending time in Los Angeles. The artist is girlpuppy, all together, one word, lowercase, coming out of Atlanta. But the song was basically written while out in Los Angeles after spending like a week or so, chasing a boy and coming to have a relationship. And even though you know that there was maybe no future in it, a beautiful song came out of that.
I know earlier I was talking about one of the songs that we played from, was it Deep Sea Diver, that sounded like it was from the OC soundtrack?
Yeah, it was something kind of dreamy and for the movies and for TV.
This one...
So cinematic.
Yeah, this one's less like the OC. It feels almost more like Friday Night Lights, It's got that kind of slightly smaller town kind of feel, and yet it's obviously got the sound of LA and that kind of energy just dripping all over it. This album comes out late March, right?
Yeah, we're getting a little early preview. There's a couple songs that have been released, and this one that we're going to check out is called I Just Do, with a big old exclamation on it.
I didn't think I'd find you there. Now we're spending every day together. We brush our teeth, and then you brush my hair. I'm just trying to make you laugh, well, your whole world is changing back at home. We can stay in this hotel room, pretend there's nowhere else to go. Think I'm a come a masochist. I know you can hurt me, and I'm letting you. I don't know why I always do, but I'm letting you. 'Cause I like you, I just do.
Girl Puppy is the artist. I Just Do is the track. Rounding out this episode of Sonic Dialog. Triana Butler, Raul Campos right here on Joy 94.9. Super fun as always.
I just love that thought of I just like you. It's not like looking for reasons why you like someone or you don't like someone. It's just, I just like you. There's just something unexplainable there. I just think that's really sweet.
It is. And I'm excited to just really dive deeper into the new record.
We will get more on in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you to our producer, Adam Burke, with production assistance from Sarah Guppy and Erin Larkins, and the support of the US Embassy in Canberra. That is it for today. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time.
See you later.